Every message you send in Claude Code is costing you more than the last one. Not because Claude got greedy, because of something invisible that's growing behind the scenes. And once you can see it, you'll never waste tokens again. Let me show you the backpack. Here's the deal. Claude has no memory. None. So the app carries a backpack for you. Every time you type something, a note goes in the bag. Every time Claude reads a file, another note. Every answer it gives you, more notes. The backpack never forgets. And here's the expensive part. Every single time you ask a new question, Claude has to pull out every note in the bag and reread the whole pile before it answers. That's what tokens are. You're paying by the note, and you pay for every note in the bag, every single time. Not just the new ones, all of them, again and again. So picture this, you've been coding for an hour. That backpack has hundreds of notes in it now. Old bug fixes, files Claude read 40 minutes ago, that thing you already finished. Dead weight. But Claude still rereads all of it, every message. So your questions get slower, your bill gets hotter, and this is the part nobody tells you. The answers actually get worse because the important stuff is buried under a mountain of old notes. A heavy backpack doesn't just cost more, it makes Claude dumber. Trick number 1, and it's the biggest lever you have, /clear. When you finish a task and you're moving to something totally unrelated, dump the backpack. One command. Every note falls out. Empty bag, clean slate, and it costs you nothing. You just tip it over. Yes, Claude forgets everything in the bag, including the useful stuff. That's the trade. Which is exactly why you use it between tasks, not in the middle of one. Done with the login bug, starting on the home page. Dump the bag. Now here's where almost everybody gets it wrong. People think, my session's gotten expensive. I'll close it and start a fresh one. So they leave the room, walk down the hall, open a new room, and get a new empty backpack. And sure, empty backpack. It worked. But listen, it's not the room that was heavy. It was the bag. You could have dumped it right where you were standing. Same empty backpack. None of the walk. A new session doesn't save you anything extra over /clear. The only real reason to leave the room is that you're done for the day and you're going home. But what if you're not done? You're deep in a task. The bag's getting heavy and you can't dump it. You'd lose everything you've decided so far. That's trick number 2. /compact. A little helper? It's actually Claude itself. Pulls out every note, reads the whole pile, and rewrites it all onto one index card. Fixed the login bug. We're using blue buttons. Started the sign-up page. Hundreds of notes become one card. The bag is light again, but Claude still remembers the big decisions. 2 honest costs, though. 1, it's a summary. Tiny details get lost in the shortening. And 2, writing that card isn't free. The helper has to read everything first, and that reading costs tokens. So don't wait until the bag is bursting. The pros run compact when the bag's about half full, while the notes are still fresh and the summary comes out clean. So here's your cheat code, and it's one question. Am I still working on this? Still on the same task, bag just got heavy. Compact. Keep the thread, travel light. Totally done and switching to something unrelated. Clear. Don't pay a helper to summarize notes you'll never need. Just dump the bag. That one question, asked at the right moment, is most of the money you'll ever save in Claude Code. 2 bonus tricks before you go. First, plan mode. Shift tab before a big task. Instead of letting Claude charge off and stuff the bag with a giant pile of code you might have to throw away, it sketches the route on paper first. You approve the sketch, then it packs. 1 approved plan beats 3 expensive do-overs every single time. And second, /BTW. Got a quick side question. Something like, hey, what does this error even mean? Don't put it in the bag. BTW opens a little side channel. Like whispering to a friend standing next to you. You get your answer, and no note ever goes in the backpack. Main thread stays clean. That's the whole game. Watch the bag, not the room. Dump it between tasks, card it mid-task, sketch before you pack, and whisper the small stuff. If this saved you some tokens, subscribe. I make videos that turn confusing AI stuff into things you can actually picture. See you in the next one.